speaking to you. What more can you tell us about the situation, particularly about the suspect?
Well, the suspect has just been charged. Police will present the suspect, who is Sudanese, and a 30-year-old man, before magistrates on Monday, as the procedure, according to normal procedure. But they acted very swiftly to charge the man who was, in fact, all over the video that was filmed off the scene. This all happened last night behind me here, where you had this man, 30-year-old Sudanese, with a kitchen knife, attempted to stab repeatedly a man in his 40s. And police said that if it wasn't for the intervention of witnesses, he probably would be dead. Now, the victim is in hospital with serious injuries to his face, to his eyes, and to his back. And his life seems to be, he seems to be in a stable situation, but extremely serious, of course. At the moment, you can see the cordon is still on behind me. The investigation is continuing. So far, police hasn't come forward with a motive for this attack, but the Assistant Chief Constable Henderson mentioned that he didn't think it was terrorist related. That's the only thing he could say so far. As far as the motive is concerned, no one knows for now.
Indeed, it's one of these things that can happen, and seemingly it can be something in isolation, Hervé, can't it? But then it takes on a kind of political element, and the far right, in this particular case, start to get involved, and then things start to grow in that sense. Have we seen, as we have seen in other places in the UK, have we seen that kind of element arriving in Belfast?
Well, absolutely. I'm standing here in an area which, 30 or 40 years ago would have been an area controlled by, paramilitaries, whether loyalists on this side or Republican on the other side. And you would have had, this is very much working class areas where you would have had, this area is part of the areas in Northern that has seen the most violence in 35 years of conflict. Of course, this was a different time and a different reason. But today, there are obviously far-right elements that are linked to loyalist paramilitaries, in particular over here. And the call made in England by people like far-right activist Tommy Robinson or in Parliament by Nigel Farage is very much heard. And they are obviously trying to use this in order to promote a debate on immigration and a debate on trying to cut down on immigration. In fact, that's where protests all over the UK are supposed to be taking place now. The far-right called for this protest here in Belfast, where they said they were going to lock up the city from 7 p.m. tonight, local time, and all in most major city in the UK will see how successful that has been for them. But in the political debate, you mentioned the First Minister of Northern Ireland. All five of the main parties and their leaders called for peace and called for calm tonight on the streets of Belfast and further afield. But there is no doubt that even in the heart of Stormont, the local parliament, there was a debate on the issue. The Deputy First Minister, Emma Little Pengele, who represents the Democratic Unionists, those who represent the people here loyal to the British Crown. She said that, of course, it needs to be calm, but at the same time, a debate on immigration must happen. And she said that as part of that debate, there should be the process of vetting immigrants who come here should be discussed. Because she mentioned that the fact that this Sudanese man was first in Paris before he traveled to Dublin, and then arrived here where he asked for asylum and was given leave to remain, to stay in 2023. And Emma Little Pengele mentioned that he had been through safe countries before he arrived here. So why did he not ask for asylum in France or in Ireland?
Many questions to answer. The victim, we understand, still poorly, still fighting for his life in hospital. Hervé Amaric with the latest there from Belfast. Thank you as always, sir. Great to see you. And thank you for bringing us up to date with